Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Black Ops 3 In Depth. In today's episode, we're going to be continuing with the subscriber classes series with one of the strangest classes I've ever seen, which is the Hank Hill shotgun class. And at first you're going to tell me, Drifter, you're crazy, this is a junk episode, what are you doing? But I'm going to tell you that this class is surprisingly good, and it's going to have you saying, in no time flat. So yeah, if you didn't notice, I was able to do a surprising amount of work with the Breachy shotgun class. I was really not expecting this class to be good, but when I was going through my comments, I saw it, it stood out, and it just happened to be very interesting. So let's take a look at the subscriber that recommended it, and let's take a look at how it functions in-game. So Hank Hill himself, or the parody account, got on YouTube and said, here's the copyrighted Hank Hill shotgun spam class. Breachy extended mags, RK5, flak jacket, fast hands, tac mask, gung ho, smoke, simtex, and of course that this is an objective class, and that was really fast. I'll go ahead and show it to you here in-game in detail. You want to get the Breachy shotgun, which will be the third one in the list. This is the Spammer's Choice shotgun. Put extended mags on it so you have a lot of ammo. I'm rocking the RK5 as well because the class recommended it. Ice camo, Simtex grenade, which I don't do very often. Smoke, which is surprisingly tactical for a goofy class. Flak jacket to keep you safe. Fast hands so you can throw and swap weapons. And tac mask and gung ho. It's kind of similar to the other one in that it goes for immunity, and of course we need perk 3 greed. So yeah, I'm not crazy, but just bear with me today. The extended mag Breachy is actually a great spam shotgun, and I happen to like it a lot. I happen to like the Breachy a lot in general, and it's even seeing some use in competitive, well, not maybe necessarily like main stage MLG competitive, but in wagers and some of the UMG matches, people break it out on Search and Destroy and spam with it, because it's an awesome spam shotgun. You can drop people much quicker than they expect. It takes 2 to 3 hits to kill depending on the range, has plenty of ammo, easy to control, and shoots fast enough to kill people often before they can react to you. Similar to the last class, the flak jacket and tac mask combo is an excellent one. It'll prevent any propane gas based attacks, as well it should because you're Hank Hill, master of propane gas.
My name is Hank Hill, and I sell propane and propane accessories.
But it'll basically keep you safe from stun, gas, all this kind of stuff, and any sort of explosives, so you can just completely ignore those and run around and shotgun people into oblivion. Gung ho is nice on this shotgun too, so that you can sprint while spamming at full speed. This allows you to just charge right in and gap close much faster than enemies expect. You don't really want to lead off with this. More often than not, if you catch somebody reloading, this is the time to go in. You want to charge and keep spamming while they're reloading, and most of the time you'll be able to kill them before they reload because you'll be getting shots on during the entire process. And the idea behind this class is really more dependent on the smoke grenade than you would think. You know, I'm getting a lot of kills with the shotguns, but it's all about the smoke grenade. You want to throw that thing and get in close and then spam the shotgun. You want to throw the smoke grenade on the objective because the enemies can't see anything while it's on it. It screws up their radar and everything else, and it allows your team to move through. You can also, if it's like a bigger map, you can throw it, you can be tactical with it and smoke up an area and run past a choke point that would normally get you killed, but won't get you killed because they can't see what they're shooting at. Do keep in mind that some people might change over to thermals later, but it does tend to be unlikely in public matches. And again, the smoke grenade is very tactical. Don't forget that you can always throw it right on your feet and use it to hide from the radar or jam the enemy's radar on the other team. Or if they call in something like a hater, not a hater, my bad, a Raps or something like a Cerberus or Wraith, you can actually just hide in your own smoke and be immune from the score streaks as long as the smoke lasts. So again, very, very useful. And the question is, does this class work? Drifter, does this class actually do anything? Can I actually use it? And if you were to ask this class, it would probably answer you something like this.
I work for a living, and I mean real work, not writing down gobbledygook.
If you were to ask me, I would say surprisingly yes, this class actually works and it actually does do very good work. I never would have thought it. I just screenshotted this just completely on a whim, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'll give it a go, and if it turns out to be a good class, I'll make an episode. But there's no way the Hank Hill shotgun class can be any good. But it seems to be pretty good, and the class is designed for domination and safeguard. It's really big on dom, maybe hardpoint too, but dom and safeguard do really good. However, it's going to be terrible in other game modes. I'd never break this out in Search and Destroy. I'd never break it out in TDM. I'd never use it outside of core mode. Hardcore mode probably wouldn't be very fun because people will be popping you at long ranges. But in objective modes, in public matches, you actually can do good work with this class. And I'm not just saying it because I use goofy classes. I'm saying it because I think that almost anybody can throw smoke grenades, hide in the smoke, go prone, and shoot people in the feet. However, there are several flaws with this class. There are ways that the sort of ingenious idea here came close to reaching its peak but fell short, so I'm going to recommend a few changes and point out a few flaws near the end of the episode. I'm going to say that the RK5 is unnecessary. Its optimal range is about that of the Brishi, and I oftentimes forget that I have it. I'm not used to carrying a secondary. I think many of you would agree with me, but I did try to force myself to use it a little bit, and I found that more often than not, it got me killed. When I would try and break out the RK5 to get a kill just for this in-depth episode, it was never really useful, and at the range at which it would really outrange the Brishi, it takes too many shots to hit, and why even have it when you could just run fast mags on the Brishi or just reload the Brishi? The swap time isn't dramatically faster than just reloading, so for most of the time, I would just rather go ahead and reload and drop the RK5. Also, I prefer frag grenades instead of Simtex because frag grenades are ultimately more tactical than Simtex. I used to be a big Simtex fan. I used to love sticking people. I loved how easy they are, and don't get me wrong, Simtex is very easy and it's very easy to use, but frag grenades are way more tactical. You can bounce them, you can roll them, you can time them, you can airburst them, you can do a lot better things with them, and that's why I try to run frag grenades on most of my classes. Finally, like most of the classes you're probably going to see on this series, no blast suppressor makes life hard for rushers, and especially with this class, you're rushing with a shotgun. I never want to boost, I never want people to hear me boosting, I never want to ping the radar, I don't want them to know where I'm at, so not having blast suppressor is a big deal for me, and I know it's a bit of a crutch, but this class can be greatly improved with a few little changes. So let's do 3 trades here. Let's drop the RK5 and take a long barrel on the Brishi. We're not going to go the silenced route. We're going to go long barrel and increase that range. We're actually going to drop gung ho and go with blast suppressor so we can be a little bit stealthier, and most of the time, I admit gung ho is nice on this class, but I think blast suppressor is going to be a better one because I don't get the benefit out of it most of the time, and we're going to trade the Simtex for the frag grenade. In doing so, you no longer have to fool around with a secondary. You have a longer range on your primary, you have a better grenade, and you're going to stay off the radar more. However, I will give you a tip with this class. It's really designed if you're going to go offensive with it and not just, flag capping. It's really designed for you to flank and shoot people in the back and kill them off their spawn and that sort of thing, but you have to stay calm and collected or you are going to die before getting your mega kills. You got to be Hank Hill, Bobby Hill. You just can't run in there like...
Oh my god, it's so juicy!
Or you're going to get flustered just like Bobby Hill and you're going to die. What you need to do is plan your next couple of moves, pick your targets ahead of time as much as possible, and try and chain your kills together instead of just running in and spamming and going crazy with it, and you'll see some moderate success. Well guys, that's all for this very strange episode of In-Depth. This is not what I planned to do on the series for the most part, but I found a strange class, a hilarious class, and it just so happened to work great, so I wanted to highlight it here. I hope you enjoyed the episode, I hope you learned something useful, and I hope I actually see some Brishis and smoke grenades the next time I get on Black Ops 3. If you want to know how to submit your class for the very next episode, all you have to do is leave a comment below with the entire class and a brief description on how to use it. Don't message me on Twitter, private inbox, email, any of that sort of stuff. Just leave a comment and I'll get to it. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe, or you can check out the previous episode, which was on the Tactical Pharaoh, or the next episode, which will be another subscriber class review. Drifter out.